producing. Owen's off today. He's back tomorrow. And we are off to, the NHL free agency and all that good stuff. And news of a Beck Mellenstein extension being imminent. Mm-hmm. A weekend of the draft. We had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Not that much.
A lot of, rumor stuff.
Yeah, I don't know where to begin. But other than it's going to be hot out. It's going to be hot out. And I watched the Canada game, which was thrilling. Good for Canada.
Yeah, in stoppage time. That was cool. Good in a home stadium too, which is cool. It was in Vancouver, the game yesterday.
No, it was in SoFi. They were not at home.
Wasn't it at home?
No, because they didn't win their group. They had to play on the road.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's in SoFi.
Yes.
It's one of the things.
There were a lot of Canada fans,
right.
so it would have been ezy to miss that.
In football, it's kind of easy to identify the field because the field has names on it. In soccer, it's like, that's probably Vancouver.
Right.
No. All right. I know what I want to start with before we get to the hockey. This is proof that asterisks in sports don't exist and never will. Mm-hmm. All these teams getting their first ever knockout stage win. There's an extra round.
Oh,
there's a whole extra round.
Yeah.
Oh, this team has made the knockout stage for the first time. Yeah, they let 8 more in.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like the team that wins their first ever March Madness game, and they did it in Dayton, Ohio on a Tuesday in the play-in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got more teams in there, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Canada. Just this is proof asterisks aren't real. We don't really use them. Who else is going to get their first ever knockout round win in forever? It's like if the Sabres had ended the drought in the COVID year when they let 24 teams in the playoff. Maybe this is different. So anyway, good for Canada. Team USA plays on Wednesday. We're going to talk with Nick Mendola maybe today and Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, our segments have been great. Love talking to Nick. The U.S. draw is going to be Bosnia first, and then the winner of Senegal and Belgium, which I think will be Senegal. And I think
you do.
I do. Yeah, Senegal's very good. They were third in a very good group.
Belgium is old.
Belgium does not look great, and Senegal could certainly beat the U.S. I was listening to the Athletic.
Be a good little bet for you because Belgium is favored minus. You can get Senegal plus 136.
Okay, I don't mind that.
They're an underdog.
I think the U.S. will be an underdog to either team. Maybe.
I think they're favored against Senegal slightly, and I bet they're slightly underdogs against Belgium. That'd be my guess.
The Athletic FC podcast I been listening a lot. They talk, not just U.S., but everybody, referred to Senegal as a team that would beat the U.S. 7 out of 8 times.
Wow.
Yep. So.
Really?
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I think they're decent, but okay, that's some praise.
Yeah.
7 out of 8 times.
7 out of 8 times.
Interesting. They played in a friendly. It was one of the 2 friendlies before the World Cup, and the U.S. beat them.
They scored 2 early and then held on to win 2-1?
3-2.
3-2. Yeah, it went from 2-0 to 2-2. Whatever.
That was the one time, I guess.
It was a friendly.
Which means that Senegal will win the next 7 by that logic.
That's bad news. You don't like that?
They won the game before.
You don't like to hear that. Anyway, in a stunning upset, the NHL draft was a lot of rumors about craziness and just teams picking players, which is what it is almost every year. Mm-hmm. We probably should have been well prepared for that. They're just going to pick their players. And fine. That's fine. How much do I want to really disagree with what Jerry Fortin there said in the open? If you don't draft well, your team's going to suffer pretty soon. No, they won't. Not if they're good. Vegas does not draft well. Vegas doesn't draft. Right. How much do I want to get after that? Not too much. I mean, the Sabres drafting a guy 4th overall who's probably going to be awesome because guys drafted 4th are probably awesome. Mm-hmm. And another guy in the 20s where that's like Yuri Kulik's sweet spot where he got drafted. The Sabres had a defenseman and a center, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine. The number one thing I'm coming in today thinking about, it's not the Beck Mellenstein conversation.
6 years.
6 years.
Maybe you're waking up to that 6-year deal for Beck.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about that.
No, me neither. I mean, it is like kind of an eye-popping, like, what? You give a 4th liner a 6-year deal? But
he's 28.
As I tweeted out, if you want to be out of that deal 4 years from now with a monster cap, you could buy out of it and it'll look like a rounding error.
Yeah. The best thing to do when there's a contract extension is to immediately plan the buyout. That's usually a good thing to do. But the thing I'm thinking about is this. Darren Dreger reported on Friday, that on Hellebuyck, Connor Hellebuyck, and the Sabres' pursuit of Connor Hellebuyck, which I guess if we're going to trust all the reporting on it, we should refer to it as the Sabres' pursuit of Hellebuyck, right? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Let's refer to it. Darren Dreger. a ton of back and forth between Jarmo Kekalainen and Kevin Cheveldayoff. But in the end, it feels like the Sabres pulled back because they didn't get comfortable with the package the Jets commanded. And there's a report out there that the ask for Hellebuyck from the Jets was the 4th pick, UPL, a rostered player, and a prospect. Probably like Jack Quinn and a prospect, which is a pretty big price.
Yes.
So that's why they didn't pay it. Okay, that makes sense. The thing I'm going to be at is I will want to put a bet on the bet board, or do you want to put a days counter? How many days until the report that the Jets and the Sabres have reopened talks?
Oh, I want to say like this week.
Okay, yeah.
I want to believe like this week that it will happen.
Because the one thing the Hellebuyck pursuit does for me, UPL is reported in that offer. If you're actually going back and forth and having lengthy conversations about the possibility of trading for Connor Hellebuyck, I don't want to hear anymore how they're happy with the guys they have. I know they're going to say it. Oh, very comfortable. They're very comfortable. They like the guys they have. They do. They're hunting Connor Hellebuyck. That means they'd like to upgrade. Is there any doubt about that?
No, I mean, if there was, they have an opportunity to get arguably the best goalie in the world.
Right. And if you like the guys you have, you just don't go down that road. Maybe you'd say, well, you do it for one guy. I bet they do it for 3 guys. There are other calls they're going to make, I would think.
Well, there was a report that they're interested in Bobrovsky, isn't there? I mean, that is not just, well, I like our guys, but the best one in the world is available. Like, I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really like Baker Mayfield, but Patrick Mahomes is available. Yeah, I would do that. And if you're the Sabres, you might look at Hellebuyck and say that, well, I wouldn't really do this for any other goalie, but he's the best. But that doesn't explain why you would be interested in Sergei Bobrovsky.
Who is going to go to free agency. I see that this morning. Looks like Bobrovsky is headed to free agency.
And there's Toronto smoke about him.
Yep.
Not that the Sabres weren't listed about him earlier. So, yeah, I think Hellebuyck is going to be, there's going to be an idea that continues here. Because where do we sit today? Do we think he's still getting traded? The way the end of the season press conference sounded, and they're talking about trades, he's going to go back to Winnipeg?
Yeah.
So if you don't think that's happening, then, okay, he's still getting traded, and Carolina pulled back because Winnipeg's not interested in the defenseman that they want to trade. Florida has nothing to deal with because they won't trade Anton Lundell. And who else is in it? I know the Sabres are. We know the Sabres got down that road enough that we know that he said yes to them.
Yes.
Which is usually the roadblock that they've run into. That's cleared. He wants to come here. So I think I've got to believe that it's going to fire back up again. If you think he's getting traded, I would want to consider the Sabres to be the most likely place he plays his next game. Who would beat them for it? There's no other trade. You could take the field, and the field might be more likely. But what's the other team? Show me the other team right now that's going to go get him. Because right now, we know the Sabres were interested, and we know he would come here. So I think that that's going to start up again. The ask for Winnipeg, what does that become, though? Because that is a ton. I mean, did they want to trade down from 4 to 8 maybe, and that would have been more? I mean, they might have thought they could have got Rudolph at 8 still.
I might want to think they very well could have.
So maybe that's the thing they were trying to pull off there. UPL, if you're getting Hellebuyck, you're very open to trading him. Quinn is not like a A-plus piece, but you might not want to part with him because you just lost Alex Tuck, and you might need a winger to jump up into the top 6. And then the prospect, who knows what that was. Was that Osland, or was that, a Wahlberg level prospect? Right. Because that's a huge difference. You want to give some B- level prospect, that's fine. So I think now that the pick has been made, would you trade Rudolph, UPL, and one other piece? I think that might be what Winnipeg's going for, and are they going to have to settle because he doesn't want to play there anymore?
UPL included in the package, which there have been reports that he'd been being shopped. Is shopped just to Winnipeg, or is that elsewhere? UPL in the package, understanding that he is a fine goalie, maybe good, maybe has a bright future. To me, putting him in a package with Hellebuyck means it's there's no value to him, but that's obvious. You can have our guy. Right. I don't look at the package of 4 pieces and say, well, I just wipe UPL out of there. It's the rest of it. You're bringing in Hellebuyck for the money he makes. You're not going to keep UPL on a $5 million contract.
No, because then you'd be spending over $12 million a year.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. So he'd be gone, and it would just be like, you take this guy because we're taking your guy. It's a swap 1 for 1, and then what's the price to do it? So I know it's included in there, but whatever. Like the whole weekend and the whole conversation about the Sabres draft, if you were online at all, the argument seemed to be whether or not you're allowed to be disappointed. To which I would say, yes.
Yes, definitely.
You are totally allowed to be disappointed. Doesn't mean that you think that, everything is over. The offseason isn't going to have anything else to it. I mean, we haven't even gotten to July 1st yet. But, are you allowed to be disappointed that they just picked 4th and 20th? Yeah, sure. Go for it. I mean, asking this team to have the kind of offseason that they've not yet had, I think is totally fine. If they don't bring any big fish in free agency and don't make a big trade from here, I guess you could hitch your wagon to the offseason was good because of the Byram trade. Mm-hmm. But even that is, I think, a little bit suspect. The idea is I want to be better now. All of a sudden, is Olin Zellweger the same player as Bowen Byram? Maybe he is. Maybe he can step right in and be an offensive dynamo. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to like about his game as we, continue to learn about him. But I think it's totally reasonable to be disappointed to this point and say, I certainly want more. I want to see something else happen here. Mm-hmm. I want to see a good to great player brought in, because what I've got is a defenseman in Anaheim that's due a contract. Okay, they'll pay him. And what?
Right. Could they just sit?
Louis Crevier?
If their offseason is they're going to sit here with their remaining $10 million in cap space, and they're going to use that on Zellweger and Krebs, and that's going to be the end of their offseason, then I think you are absolutely allowed to be disappointed. Because if you rewound to where all this began, which is they got cap space, they've got assets all over the place. That became even more true after they traded Byram. And I tell you, well, they lost Tuck. They had to trade Byram. And the biggest name they brought in that's going to help you right now, his name is Olin Zellweger, who I like a lot, but most fans had never heard of. What would that feel like? It would feel like, wait, what the heck happened? I lost my best winger and one of my best defensemen, and I didn't bring anybody in that's got any status in the league. That would feel like, I think, a definite disappointment. That is not Yarmo sunglasses on Twitter. That is, I made some smart, savvy moves, but it wouldn't, to me, feel that different than what Kevin Adams had done in previous off seasons. You made a trade that you did great in, but you also were kind of forced into it, right? Like, that's the Peterka trade. Mm-hmm. Like, they did great in the Peterka trade.
They wanted to sign him, and yeah.
They wanted to sign Byram.
Yep.
And they did an amazing job getting value back for him, but you would not have even probably called Chicago, or Chicago called you, if it was just, well, he wants to stay here, we want him to stay, let's just sign him to the extension. So I think you are absolutely right to be disappointed, but at the same time, I think you are right to still think that it's not over, that there are still big names. One thing about the Sabres not making a trade on draft night, it would have felt different if there were bigger deals around the league that did not include them. If Hellebuyck had been traded somewhere else, and Zach Werenski had been traded somewhere else, and Dylan Larkin had been traded somewhere else. Like, all the big names that we thought are going to get traded this offseason, none of them have been traded except Brady Tkachuk. Mm-hmm. Everybody's still out there. Robertson is still out there.
Boy, Robertson.
Werenski is more out there than he was. Hellebuyck is still out there. Like, if you want to do the big fish trade, nobody else has made it. So they are still sitting there, and I don't know if any of those guys return to their teams. Is Werenski ever going to play for Columbus again? Is Larkin ever going to play for Detroit again? Is Hellebuyck ever going to play for Winnipeg? Robertson might play for Dallas, but all of those guys could still get dealt, and you still have all the stuff you want that you had before. The difference now is there's a name attached to the pick.
The Robertson saga is just kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. He's obviously a good to great player. He did not play for Team USA, so he's not on that group chat. Maybe he'd have.
Well, that was like absurd.
Right, of course.
He's 4,600. He's got 100 points in the league before.
Yeah, he's great. But the reporting on the Robertson thing is all over the place. It's he's going to sign an offer sheet. It's make no mistake, he wants to sign in Dallas. It's he turned down 15. It's he would take 12 and a half. Like, I feel like
The money is all over the place.
Yes, it's like, all right, you guys, you insiders out there, you can't get me to care about Jason Robertson this enough where I get 20 updates a day and it's all just guesses what he's going to do. Like, okay, great, sure, he's going to be a UF or whatever. He's going to get an offer sheet. Sure, he is. Maybe. That's the other thing. It's like we are how many days away from offer sheets? Just 2 days away from offer
July
sheets.
1st.
Yeah, 2 days away. So that'll be Wednesday. Okay. Well,
Yep.
maybe. Oh no, this is the year. This is the time. All right. Well, let's find out. Anyway, 803-0550, the number if you want to chime in. The guys they did get, they got a defenseman at 4th overall in Daxon Rudolph, which is fine, right?
Yep.
That will be a pick that no matter who made that pick, he was not. You tell me, Joe. I didn't see him on the top of defenseman boards anywhere. Chase Reed was the guy I saw more often at the top, or the other guy was
Veerhoff was there sometimes. We talked to Mike Moriel on Friday. That's who he had for the Sabres.
Okay.
But he also wasn't up there a lot. The other guy that was always up number one for the defenseman was Carson Karls.
That's the one I'm thinking of, yes.
There were my read on all that was there was a tier of a top tier of defensemen that were 5 guys. And you could have picked any of the 5, but most times Rudolph was 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
So he was in the tier where you could say you could pick any of these guys and it's defendable, but he was most commonly mocked or ranked, what I saw, like the 4th or 5th guy of that group. So I think it might feel like a bigger reach than it actually is because of that.
It's one of those...
like Reed, right? Reed is kind of the flip end. Chase Reed was supposed to be the number 1 guy. Most people had him as the number 1, and he ended up going 4th of those defensemen.
Yep.
So I don't think it's a reach much at all, and it sounds like he's the guy with the highest offensive ceiling that can't play in his own end.
He's big.
And he's big. So I kind of feel like the Sabres might be more willing to say, we'll take the guy with the highest upside offensive ceiling because we don't need him to ever be our number 1 defenseman. Right? We don't need him to be our all-around 25-minute-a-night guy. Maybe Chicago would have picked Reed or Karls because they need something more than just a guy that's going to put up 20 goals and 70 points. But if this guy hits, all of his potential, then maybe he stinks in his own end and they don't care because he's going to be their 3rd defenseman.
803-0550, the phone number, and 1-888-550-2550. Get ready for the report. I'm told this. I think the Sabres and the Jets are kicking things back up. You think today? Wednesday?
I think the better bet would be which insider? Let's draft insiders. They're going to have the Hellebuyck scoop. The next Sabres Hellebuyck report.
I'll take Drager.
Drager?
Yeah. You get the next 2 picks.
I'll take a Frank Saravelli or something.
All right.
on Winnipeg.
And coming back on the snake, who you want?
David Pagnotta.
Okay. Now 2 to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe this guy goes far. I'm going Friedman and Chris Johnston.
It's pretty good. LeBron. I mean, Friedman's usually only reporting it when it's like really down the road, right?
That might be right.
Or like really, really close to happening. I mean, he had Robertson 15 mil. The Seattle was turned down. Leaving Friedman there.
There isn't
that is a snub.
There isn't a single insider that doesn't have 6 Jason Robertson reports. I mean, it's been a relentless weekend about Jason Robertson, this and that. Like, all right.
I think it's probably because people are excited at the potential of somebody finally getting offer sheeted, and not even
or just being traded,
or that, not even like a second round offer sheet for $4 million. Like if he gets offer sheeted, it will be the $4 million, the 4 first round pick offer sheet at $14+ million per year. I still feel like I feel like if you connect enough of them, it sounds like he wants to stay in Dallas, but he wants Dallas to pay him $14 million, and they can't do that. Yeah. So that's what's going to cause him to leave. He would if Dallas could match anybody else, it's going to go to 14. He'd just stay, but they probably can't do it, which is why you could probably get them on an offer sheet. I don't know. I don't know what's most likely to happen for him. He's the one big name I've never seen any insider connect the Sabres to. Robertson.
Yeah, I see very little. 803-0550 is the number. We'll get some calls in here. John in Pittsburgh leads us off. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
So you guys were talking about Reed and Rudolph and everything like that, and how Reed was this consensus first defenseman.
Nope,
not consensus. Not consensus.
Did not say consensus.
No, but
more
often than the other guys, he was number 1.
Yeah. So this is my take on the whole thing. I actually thought that Reed was actually the worst out of the 5. He was drafted in the 7th round 3 years ago. He just blossomed this year. He hasn't been consistent up to this point. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Where Rudolph was a first-round pick 3 years ago and has been this consistent force this whole time. When I did my research on the guys, that was the guy that I had. It was him and Carroll's. So whichever one you wanted to go with, that was who I wanted. But maybe I'm just wrong. But
no,
I mean that guy's has been the most consistent out of most of those top 5 guys.
No, I saw the same thing as a defense to why you would go Rudolph. Rudolph was the first overall pick
in the WHL.
He's been a top prospect since he was like 13 years old. And Reed, as you mentioned, Reed's he's your Xavier Leggett. Like, he just had one big year and then shot up the prospect rankings. So I saw that as a defense for why they did
Xavier Leggett. Is that the go-to name of a guy that had a good year?
Probably not, but he was the first one that came to mind. Wasn't he that, though?
Who's the guy that had a good year?
Wasn't he terrible before his last year, Leggett? You're right. Like, he's probably not the most popular name.
I want to do this now.
Who's the name?
Does it have to be in football terms? It might help people because
give me a football name. Who's the guy who had the way better. That isn't a Bills option. Isn't this Joe Burrow? Didn't Joe Burrow just have the giant year at the end?
Isn't Joe Burrow closer to Chase Reed? I mean, he went to Ohio State.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
he'd be your Chase Reed here. He had one monster year that caused him to shoot up.
Burrow is now closer to the Rudolph because, again, he went to Ohio State. He's a highly touted prospect the entire time. It's not Josh. Josh didn't have like one big year, did he? That ballooned him up. I'm thinking Cam Newton.
I mean, Burrow.
Is it Mitch Trubisky? Is it?
I'm going to defend my Burrow selection here. He played in 3 years at LSU and Ohio State before his final season, his senior year. He had 18 total touchdowns and less than 3,000 yards. Then he had 5,600 yards and 60 touchdowns.
Who was he behind, though? Some other dude who was awesome because he went to Ohio State?
Yeah, probably somebody.
These are fun comparisons. Xavier Leggett.
You don't like the Leggett? He's by JT Barrett. Come on.
I don't mind
You couldn't have beat out JT Barrett?
Well, they probably won a lot of games with JT
I'm willing to come off of Leggett as the example here, but
yeah. Thanks for the phone call. I don't really care. I'm just kind of painting the picture of if you went out and saw a bunch of mock drafts, there were just not that many that put Rudolph ahead of Chase Reed.
John Buccigross did say multiple times over the 24 hours before the draft also that if Reed is there, the Sabres won't trade the pick.
He was right.
He was correct.
He was right. They didn't. They didn't.
They did not trade the pick.
803-0550. Good Monday morning, everybody. We're back with you, taking you through what will be a steamy Monday. We can talk about the Beck Malenstein extension as well. A looks like 6-year deal for $3 million per year, and they have too many forwards. They have too many forwards, and they have cap space.
They still have to sign Krebs.
They have too many players. They really do. Their roster is too full.
Yeah.
So maybe that's an indication that something is still coming. So we'll get to you on Daxon Rudolph and Ilya Morozov. Olin Zellweger, yes.
The fastest man
you gotta love the
on the team.
Hockey offseason. Gotta love the hockey offseason. Trade for a player you've never heard of before. This is this guy is perfect. This is a perfect fit. Mm-hmm. I love this player. He's probably fine. He's probably good. Anyway.
Bo Byram Light.
Bo Byram. Just
Bo Byram
there
Light.
You go. Bo Byram Light. We'll get you a lot of juicy rumors along the way. Trades coming. We'll see if the Sabres can, kick things up a little bit. The extension for Malenstein, the latest news. We can also talk about Tuck. I was gone for a couple days there, so seeing Tuck leave for the money he left for, and also the Sabres reported kind of final offer line in the sand. We can talk about that as well. 803-0550